So trying to reconnect. Says we're live. So we're going to pick up where we left off. Okay, which was started. It was about a half second. So, as I always say, if the music is too loud, too quiet, we are always trying to kind of perfect our level of everything, from the content to really the lighting, the sound, everything. So, I have jingly earrings on. If you can hear them in my headphones, please let me know. So today we're going to talk about preparing. Barb, hi Barb. Hi Michelle. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you guys. So we're going to talk about preparing for a purchase of a home. How to prepare, and this is more than just let's go get a pre-approval or let's, go talk to our realtor. Those are steps. But let's talk about step by step, how can you prepare yourself to buy a home? Whether you're renting, whether you're in a home now and you're ready to upgrade, downsize, whatever your situation may be, there are a couple things that everybody should be doing before they jump into purchasing their next home. So first thing you want to look at are your finances. Yes, talk to a lender. Absolutely. I don't know what's going on with this weird piece right here. That's weird. Talk to your lender. Find out if they think that you're ready to make the move, when you're ready to make the move, because just because your goals are set for a certain timeline doesn't mean that everything else adds up. So they're going to want to look at what you have set aside for your closing costs and down payments. If you're selling your home, maybe they'll look at your assets. They'll see how much equity you have, what your payoff looks like. You'll want to check out your credit scores. See where your credit scores are at. You can do soft pulls on that so that you can get a better idea without doing a hard pull and really affecting your credit. Soft pulls only hit your credit for a shorter period of time. Hard pulls are on there for up to 2 years. The soft pulls are usually closer to 30 to 90 days, I believe. Don't quote me. It's been a long time since I've worked in credit. And I may have credit people on here, hopefully, so they may be able to answer that question. So, first step, are my finances ready? Do I have money to pay for closing costs, down payment? Am I ready for any remodels, upgrades, inspections, renovations, anything like that? If I'm going new construction, am I ready for updates? Because that baseline is not where that stops on new construction. Some require a minimum number of updates. There may be a minimum dollar amount, so you want to make sure that your finances are ready for something like that. Next thing we want to do is you want to kind of feel out the area. Where do you want to live? Before you decide, I'm going to go buy a house, I'm ready to move, think about where you want to be. Most people move pretty locally. There are people that move obviously across the country, across state lines, or if you're in Texas, what feels like cross country from one end of the state to the other. Could take you 13 hours to get from one end to the other. So some people do really big moves like that. But in most instances, they're shorter moves. Sometimes within the same neighborhood, but within the same community, town, or within adjacent surrounding towns. So what does that area look like? Do the taxes look different if you move from Flower Mound to Louisville to Highland Village? Let's go further. Denton, Lake Dallas, Coppell, Colleyville. Taxes are going to shift as you move. What school districts do you want your kids in? These are things we need to be thinking about as we're preparing for that next step. And then one really, really, really big thing that you need to be looking at is interviewing. You need to be interviewing your preferred agents. You need to be interviewing your preferred lenders. We all know, I know, a million lenders, a million realtors. Everybody specializes in something different. So you want to make sure that you're working with a team that has experience and has knowledge in what you're looking to do. If you are looking to build a new construction home, you probably want to be with somebody who has gone through this before. And I've not built a new construction home. I've never built a home for myself. And I have not had any clients that have gone through that process, but I joined a team who has been through that many, many a times. So you want to make sure you're interviewing agents. You want to make sure that you're interviewing your lender. Every lender is different, from Bank of America, Citibank, Capital One, all the way to the smaller banks that you see. And I don't want to say smaller, but private banks that you see around town. Synergy One, you see Academy Mortgage, Guild Mortgage. There's hundreds and thousands of lenders that you can choose from. So you want to make sure you're interviewing those lenders as well. You want to make sure not only that you have a really good fit with them personally, because that does make a difference. You want to work with people that you like. You want to work with people that you know, and you want to work with people that you trust. And if you don't necessarily get along with them, it can make the process difficult. So you want to make sure that you're interviewing people for their personality, make sure that we mesh well, we understand each other, we communicate well. You also want to make sure that they offer services and products that you want. If you're looking for down payment assistance and you go to a bank or a financial institution that does not offer down payment assistance, go through the entire approval process, get yourself a pre-approval letter to find out they don't do that, it eats up a lot of time. So you want to interview your lenders if you have specific goals. If this is an investment property, a vacation home, a primary residence, a first-time home, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to buy this home and rent it out an Airbnb. Well, that can affect how you finance the home. It can affect how much you need to pay down on the home. So these are things that we need to consider so that we can interview lenders, we can interview agents, we can make sure that we've partnered you with a really good team that is there and ready and well-versed in what you're looking to do. The last thing I had was your current living situation. If you are living in a lease, whether that's a home, an apartment, condo, town, whatever it is, if it's a lease, when does your lease end? Are you going to break your lease if something comes along that you love and you have the opportunity to go under contract on? Simply put, these are conversations that we need to be having, because if you have a lease that ends in 6 months and you don't want to break the lease, you don't want to rush things along, then maybe we wait a little bit. Maybe we wait a month or two before we start going out and looking at homes, before we start getting that pre-approval. If you say, you know what, I'm ready, I'm tired of renting, I will break the lease and eat the cost. Let's do it. Let's get you out there. Let's make sure that we get you in the home that you're looking for. So these are things that as you're preparing to purchase a home, or even preparing to start, this song is weird. Okay. That was weird. Weird songs today. So, as you're preparing for that, you should be interviewing your agents, interviewing your lenders, and then they should be showing their value to you. We should be showing you exactly what we're going to do for you that's different from other agents. Once you're ready to sit down and have that conversation, some people call it a buyer's consultation, some people call it an orientation, some people call it Homebuyer 101. There are lots of terms for it, but really what we want to do is make sure that you understand the process. You understand what to expect from not only the market, but from the team, from your lender, from the title office, what to expect from the other side of the transaction in regard to their agent. If you're a buyer, what to expect from that seller. In regards to real estate etiquette, negotiations, what to expect with showings. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So it's our job to make sure that you're prepared and you can make educated decisions strategically and get through this market successfully, because we know that there's been some shift to this market and a lot of people have been hesitant, but we want to make sure that if you are ready to buy, you're guided through that process smoothly and with confidence. So that is all I have today. I keep having to stop myself from talking too much about the process, because the next video that we're going to do next week is Homebuyer 101. So we are going to talk about the entire process from I'm ready to buy a house, I'm going to go get my pre-approval, to the closing table and everything in between. So we're probably going to do next week a little bit differently. Probably have an actual horizontal, I can't think of it, landscape view. Goodness gracious. Landscape view, so that I can share a slideshow, because I really want to give you guys some really important information about the process. There are some people that watch our lives that are in the industry. They're in insurance, they're in title, they are in construction, and then there are some people who have never purchased a home before. And then there's some people that are right there in the middle. They've purchased a few homes, they've sold a few homes, but they don't do it every single week, and they're not looking at contracts and walking through homes and going through this process like we are. So we want to make sure that we're giving you extremely helpful information. So next week will be a lot longer probably, so I pre-apologize for that, but it will be good information. We're going to go through the process. Again, any feedback I would love. Anything you guys want to cover, I would love for you guys to comment. Leave me any feedback on audio, lighting, music, anything like that. Today's playlist is a little funky. I don't know what's going on over there. It just sounds like yelling. I don't know what it is. But that's all I have for you today. I'm looking forward to next week, because we're really going to dive in and it's going to be a really good video. I hope you got some valuable information today. If you are ready to buy a house, start preparing. Start looking at your finances. give us a call. Let's start getting your action plan together, because everybody's situation is different and every action plan is going to look completely different. Whether it's 2 weeks from now, 6 months, or a year from now, you need to be getting those goals and action plans set. That's all I have. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, now we get some good music. Okay, that's what's happening.